Who do you go to when you want the latest gaming news and opinions? You know, maybe there's a YouTuber you like, or maybe there's an outlet that you still trust for some reason. But how many of you go to Red Bull? Or actually, better question, how many of you actually knew Red Bull had gaming news and op-eds? I had no idea this was a thing, but apparently Red Bull has been trying to muscle their way into IGN's territory, and I guess it kind of makes sense because Red Bull sponsors a lot of esports events, but like, if you're trying to make a name for yourself in the area of games journalism, you might want to avoid some of the same exact issues that other game journalists are guilty of. Case in point, this article. I stumbled across this piece of garbage the other day, and I have to say, it's one of the most obnoxious pieces I've ever read. Like, it starts so milquetoasty and fence city, and then gets incredibly disingenuous the further you get. Now, given the fact that Red Bull is a gigantic brand, it should be obvious that they're not going to put out an article criticizing any other gigantic brands that they want to be associated with. So obviously Red Bull can't just flat out say, yes, obviously a gaming PC is a better purchase than a PlayStation or an Xbox in the current year. But the way this article is written is so stupid because the writer went in the full opposite direction. They're so dedicated to not criticizing PlayStation and Xbox that they end up completely misrepresenting the entire debate between console and PC, and later in the article they just start flat out lying about things. Which really raises the question, Red Bull, why did you publish this? Because you know who no longer takes you seriously in the gaming space because you published this? Me. And probably everyone else who reads this. So pull up a chair, dear viewer, because we're kicking it old school today with a good old-fashioned Joe reads a dogshit console vs. PC article video. But before we dive in, quick sponsor plug, 4D Gaming. Do you want a nice mouse pad? Of course you do. Go to 4dgaming.com, get a nice mouse pad, and use code Joe for a discount on a nice mouse pad. Do you like G Fuel but want to support a different company that makes a better product? Go to Glitch Energy. Glitch Energy is basically G Fuel but better, and also use code Joe for a discount. And also, do you want subpar punk rock / pop punk? Go listen to Curbside Anthem. There's a new EP coming out on the 11th. That's tomorrow when you're watching this. There's a new EP coming out and it's my band. Go listen to it. And with those out of the way, let's do some cringing together. But it's gonna be high energy cringing this time because it's from Red Bull. And I'm honestly still amazed that Red Bull is trying to get into the games journalism space, but here we go. And just keep in mind that, like a lot of articles we read together here, things get progressively worse as we go along. So if you get a minute or two into the article and you're like, Joe, you're overreacting, this isn't that bad, just you flip and wait, buster. Okay? Just you wait, because it gets real stupid, like at the 50% mark. But okay, let's start. If you're wondering whether PC gaming or console gaming is for you, it's crucial to consider factors such as cost, performance, and game selection. Does building a gaming PC to get the most out of the practice hours sound up your alley? In that case, maybe you lean towards PC gaming. And are you willing to add hand exercises for gamers to your routine to warm up and strengthen your hands? Maybe console games are the way to go. Here we'll explore PC gaming versus console gaming, the pros and cons, and how you can decide which one is right for you based on your preferences and needs. Yeah, the introduction made it sound like they were going to be looking at this from an esports perspective, like, which I thought was actually going to be interesting because right out of the gate, they're talking about practice hours and hand exercises, and I was like, oh, okay, they're going to be looking at PC versus console through the, like an esports perspective. But no, competitive play in esports basically never come up again in this entire article. So, off to a weird fucking start. Section 1, PC gaming. PC gaming, which has been widely available since the 70s, offers several advantages over console gaming. You know it's gonna be dumb when a console versus PC debate brings up the age of things. Like, no one cares how old the consumer's options are. They care about which option is better for the consumer. Anyways, so advantages are better graphics and performance, ability to customize your hardware, access to a wider range of games. Disadvantages are higher cost and need for technical knowledge. I'm skimming over the beginning because, like I said, this article gets bad like 50% onwards. So I'm just gonna try and speed run to get us to the really bad stuff, but like not so bad so far, you know? Like as far as advantages and disadvantages of PC gaming go, not off to a bad start, right? Not too terrible. Surely with this kind of level-headedness, this article can't be worth talking much about, right? Oh dear viewer, if only that were true. But let's just keep going because next section is console gaming advantages. Lower cost, ease of use, access to exclusive titles that aren't on PC. Drawbacks are limited limited hardware customization, inferior graphics, and performance. This is where we're starting to get a little weird, starting to get a little rough around the edges here, because as many of you probably know, the console hardware will usually cost less, but literally everything else is cheaper on the PC. So just saying lower cost across the board for console is a little not off to a good start on this section. But let's just get to the direct comparison, because now that the author has laid out like the pros and cons of each side, when they start directly comparing them, this is when things get really stupid. Basically, everything leading up to this point was a prolonged opening argument, but the head-to-head here is where everything falls apart, so strap in. Comparing PC gaming and console gaming. While both PC gaming and console gaming offer unique advantages and disadvantages, each platform appeals to different types of gamers based on their personality, interests, and preferences. Here's a head-to-head breakdown of the two options in terms of graphics, performance, cost, and gaming experience. First point, graphics. High-end gaming PCs offer the best graphics available. However, console graphics are still impressive and improve with each new generation. That's a really interesting way to say, don't buy a console this generation if you care about graphics. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video about how Red Bull is incapable of suggesting that the PlayStation or Xbox are actually worse purchases than a gaming PC. Like, you literally just said, you said in consecutive sentences, sentence 1 was that gaming PCs have the best graphics available. Sentence 2 is, oh, however, console graphics are still impressive and improve every generation. Yeah, so if you care about graphics this generation, don't buy a console. You could have just said that, but you can't say that, and it just gets worse. Second comparison, performance. PCs generally offer more powerful hardware and are able to run games with higher frame rates and shorter load times. Consoles, on the other hand, offer a more standardized gaming experience, with games designed for the console's mass-produced hardware. Mr. Red Bull, the game being designed for the console's hardware doesn't change the fact that the PC has better performance. Again, you just said the PC offers a better experience with higher frame rates and shorter load times. Oh, but on the other hand, games are designed for a console. Yeah, that doesn't change what you literally just said. Part 5000 of Red Bull having absolutely no business entering the world of games journalism because they literally cannot criticize their corporate buddies who make the consoles. Also, in case this wasn't clear by now, it's not a good thing that the consoles offer a standardized gaming experience. In fact, that's the opposite of a good thing because it means the consumer has less options, and it also means when game devs start to work on a new project, they're forced to take into account hardware that was underpowered compared to gaming PCs 5 to 10 years before they even start development of whatever it is they're working on. Standardized gaming experiences hold gaming back. They always have. Next comparison, cost. Due to setup and ongoing costs, PC gaming can be significantly more expensive than console gaming, especially if you want to build a high-end gaming PC. Console games designed by industry titans like Sony and Microsoft are generally more affordable and offer a more straightforward all-in-one gaming experience. Again, that's not a positive thing. Even popular franchises like Assassin's Creed are available for a more affordable one-time or monthly fee. Yeah, you're flat out wrong here. Games are cheaper on the PC for a laundry list of reasons, be it the multiple digital storefronts, or the key marketplaces, or the more frequent sales, or the more drastic price cuts during those sales, or the good old yo-ho-ho if that's something you partake in. But these last two sentences are really what burned my chicken. Let me read these two things again. Console games designed by industry titans like Sony and Microsoft are generally more affordable and offer a more straightforward all-in-one gaming experience. Today I learned that games made by Sony and Microsoft are more affordable than games that aren't made by Sony and Microsoft? Question mark? Even popular franchises like Assassin's Creed are available for a more affordable one-time or monthly fee. Mr. Red Bull, I would like you to point me towards literally one singular Assassin's Creed game that is cheaper on console either via one-time purchase or by subscription fee. I want literally one example. Spoiler alert, there isn't an example because Assassin's Creed is a multi-platform game that launches across the board and has subscription options across the board. Also, like, just because a console is cheaper than a gaming PC up front, that doesn't mean it's cheaper overall. Games are cheaper on the PC. Subscription services are not a requirement if you want to play online on the PC. Peripherals and controllers are almost comically cheaper on the PC. But even though the PC PC is technically the cheaper option over time, this doesn't even matter because they're two different products. The console is a gaming and video streaming machine. The PC is that and so much more. It does video editing, it does coding, it does programming, it does web browsing, it does modding, it does streaming and video uploading. And so yeah, of course it's going to cost more upfront for the hardware because the hardware is literally a more capable product. The thing that does more and is capable of more is going to cost more. But again, those costs even out over time due to how much more expensive literally everything except the hardware is on the console side of things. Next comparison, gaming experience. PC gaming offers a wider range of games with access to classic titles, many Nintendo games, the Zelda series, and PC exclusives. PS5 and Xbox Series games, on the other hand, offer a more streamlined and accessible gaming experience with exclusive titles that aren't on PC, such as Forza Horizon 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I spotted several big mistakes.
Again, streamlining the experience is not an inherently good thing. See my previous points about this, meaning console gamers have less options on their platform. But a bigger problem here is that Forza Horizon 4 and Red Dead 2 are on PC. They have been on PC for literal years. Red Dead 2's PC port came out in 2019. And Forza Horizon 4 launched on PC. Like, it wasn't even a timed console exclusive. It was literally multi-platform on day one. This article was published in May of 2023. There is literally no excuse for this. Next comparison, specific games or genres. Some games or genres may be better suited for one platform over the other. For example, first-person shooters like Call of Duty and strategy games tend to perform better on PC due to the precision of a mouse and keyboard. Meanwhile, console-exclusive games like Super Smash Bros. Offer a unique player experience that cannot be replicated on PC. Well, I can personally tell you from the hundreds of hours of experience that I have that Smash Bros. Is better on PC. Because of the openness of the PC, it means we have things like the Slippy project, which literally added full matchmaking and rollback netcode to Melee, a game from 2001. And hilariously, the quality of matchmaking through the Slippy project for Super Smash Bros. Melee is actually more reliable and more technically sound than the actual paid matchmaking in Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate. But I don't think you're going to talk about that. I also like how this section is titled specific games or genres, but you don't mention the number of genres that are rather popular on PC, but barely exist or just don't exist on the console. You know, like simulators and MOBAs and RTSs and tactical PvP shooters that aren't called Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, this is just so low effort at this point. Like, this is the kind of thing I would expect from Push Square or The Gamer. It's like I said, why the fuck is Red Bull trying to force themselves into the game's journalism sphere if they're not even going to try and be better than what's already in the game's journalism sphere? The bar is so low and you still can't clear it. Conclusion. Each type of gaming has its benefits and drawbacks. Our advice is to determine your gaming goals and figure out which titles you enjoy the most or think you'd be competitive with. Then you'll know which gaming experience is best for you. Why are we talking about competitiveness and goals when we literally didn't talk about that for the entire fucking article? Probably because if you want to be a competitive gamer, you get a PC, but as I've said 50 times in this video already, you're literally not capable of saying the PC is a better purchase than the console. Why did you make this? Whichever site you choose, these brain hacks for being a better gamer will help boost performance, and this PC gaming gift guide will walk you through all the gear you need to get rolling, like the best graphic card, mouse and Twitter, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. A gaming PC is a better purchase. And by this point in the video, assuming you made it this far, the reasoning should be clear as to why a gaming PC is a better purchase. Do consoles have some appeal? Yeah, I'm sure for some people they do have appeal. But if you actually give a shit about gaming, if you actually really enjoy this hobby and this medium, you owe it to yourself to cut the cord and switch to PC. You know, break the console chain, come over here. It's way better. I switched to PC like 6 or 7 years ago. I have never looked back. And Red Bull, look, I don't even drink Red Bull. I don't even know when the last time I drank a Red Bull was. So it's not like I'm personally offended by this article being a big piece of dog shit. But also, fucking come on. You had such an easy opportunity here. You have all the name recognition in the world. You're already associated with esports and with gaming. You could have easily put in like 10% effort and been one of the upper tier games journalism sites. But instead, you hired the fucking Kotaku rejects to write nonsense like this. Yeesh. big yeesh in chat, you know? Big yeesh. Okay, I'm gonna go play Baldur's Gate. Toodles.